Okay, YouTube. So it's time to talk about the domestic terrorists at Antifa and maybe some of their ancillary affiliations conspiring to commit terrorist acts uh, in lieu of the inauguration. Um, Planning to block roads is completely unsafe, unacceptable, and it's un-American, right? Holding signs and standing around yelling and that kind of stuff. That's American protesting. Getting violent and damaging property and injuring people and preventing people's right of travel. That's fascism, right? That is fascist. The people at Antifa are extremely hypocritical. And I hope that they get what I see that they have coming to them. Maybe not at this particular event, but soon enough, they're going to get a good old-fashioned beatdown in the street, as they well deserve. I think the best thing that could possibly happen during all of this is that they draw some disparate groups together who all want to go there and protest Donald Trump, but what they end up doing is clashing with one another and beating each other down in the streets and then getting arrested. That would be fantastic. It'd be kind of nice to see the police beat them down, but that rings too much of fascism in my own mind. And so really, the really perfect situation would be for them to attack one another in the midst of this protest and just go at each other and all get arrested. That would be great, and then charged with domestic terrorism, of course, because of all the things that they have laid out very publicly that they intend to do. Releasing, a stink bomb or whatever is at that level of things is tantamount to a chemical device or something like that. Especially if it's some kind of homebrew something or other that isn't necessarily safe or isn't known to be safe. Who knows what other things aren't being admitted to publicly also. And ultimately, what happens when these people get together? It doesn't matter what the people organizing it talk about, but what happens when these people get together is they tip over cars and they loot and they set fire to vehicles and structures and potentially human beings. And so, this is an un-American form of protest. It has nothing to do really with anything that's going on in the political arena anyway, because their complaints are entirely hypocritical, and 90% of them aren't even based on fact. It's just a bunch of fake news nonsense that gets spread through the Mockingbird media, which is now very legacy, but it's still affecting those people who are totally caught up in that kind of mind-washed way of life. Your Starbucks Marxists, as one of my favorite YouTubers likes to say. So, to the bikers who are there to support Trump, I hope if you guys see something, do something. The hell with say something. If you guys see something that's wrong, that's violent, that's out of place, you know what to do. I think that's why you're there. And I think the Oath Protectors should be there as well, because I predict that there's going to be a lot of property damage and there's going to be injury to innocent people. And this is a huge problem. It's not how America does business. At least it's not how it should be. Of course, the last 8 years have sort of changed the direction of things. And actually, really longer than that, the United States has suffered for multiple decades of terrible presidents who want to strip away freedoms and sort of undermine the principles that our culture was founded on. So, I hope these people really get what they have coming to them. Thanks for listening.